We are live inside the Digital Transformation Expo. So we're here, we're going to have a cheeky little walk around. I'm going to flip the cam. We want to find the robotics. So I'm going to go and try and find some robotics at first because I'm obviously more interested in that. Blue Jeans, Dell Technologies, 8x8. There's more food than there is tech. Let's get through this crowd. It's pretty warm in here. There's as many food stands as there is tech stands, man. What the hell's going on? There's not as much robotics as there was in 2020. Nowhere near me.
Ask ChatGPT, it will probably give it to you. That is the script. That is the offending PowerShell command that those poor guys over in the Middle East ran on the machines. Again, it's not rocket science. It's just a PowerShell command that will go through your documents folder recursively and upload everything it finds to that blob storage. You'll notice there are delays built into the script, so this is actually a really slow computer. You have to set it to wait for set periods of time. But we also use this for presentations, so it's useful for you to see what's happening while it's happening. But as I said, this is the data exfiltration rubber ducky. Just to demonstrate that there are no smoke and mirrors going on here. Tinder for a moment. Okay, this is the aforementioned blob storage with nothing in it. Okay, completely empty. Plug this into my computer and away. Now I've actually set it to use the storage in the ducky, but you'll notice the commands start typing. Okay, so as I said, it's a programmable keyboard. It's typing in that PowerShell command. Okay, haven't had to do anything. There's a guy at Tesla who's offered $500,000 to plug a rubber ducky into a machine in Tesla. $500,000. Can you imagine what that ducky did? Okay, so that is one example. Let me just refresh our blob storage to show you the data that has been stolen. And as I said, if anybody wants to volunteer, if anybody thinks they have something that will stop this, please come talk to us. Two provisos. Number one, if you're using a Mac, not interested. Okay, what happens when you plug a ducky into a Mac is, and I have this argument with my boss all the time, saying Macs are more secure. And he says, no, they're not. And I say, well, plug a rubber ducky into a Mac. The first thing that happens is it will pop up saying, do you want to allow this device to connect to your computer? You can't get past that unless you say yes. When you do say yes to that question, it will say, oh, hey, this is a keyboard. What sort of a keyboard is it? So you have to tell it what sort of a keyboard it is. And then the last thing it actually asks you is, okay, it's a keyboard. Now terminal opens, terminal tries to access files in your documents folder, and macOS, with built-in security features, says, hey, should terminal be allowed to access your documents? So you have to jump through 3 hoops. You have to say yes to 3 things that you really shouldn't say yes to on a Mac for this to work.
What?
And also, there is an extremely good challenge for anybody who is running ThreatLocker. If you're running ThreatLocker, no dice. So anyway, that's one, and as you can see, there's my data, nicely exfiltrated. Just to give you another example, this is a slightly more convoluted, complicated script. I think I have it here, which is to download and run do.exe. Okay, so again, you'll see that's basically what your ducky script looks like. Load of delays, a few PowerShells. You'll notice in this, and you'll see when it's running, you can actually modify the screen through commands, through a keyboard effectively. So you can see what that
So that was absolutely fascinating. He's talking about a ducky USB that acts as a keyboard. And if someone gives it you, or they give you this malware on a USB, you plug it into your computer, and your computer just thinks it's a keyboard, and this keyboard's pre-programmed to type itself and distributes a load of malware into your PC while stealing a load of data. It's absolutely fascinating. He's even challenged everyone in the audience to see if they can design something that beat it. Absolutely fascinating. I feel like standing there, but I want to get around. I want to see some technology, baby. I want to see an autonomous robot, otherwise I'm going to be disappointed, mate. We're heading for disappointment. There's a lot. So I came in 2020 and it was a lot more hardware, I'm not going to lie. 2020 was a lot more hardware. It might have even been 2021. 2021, there was just loads of hardware everywhere. There was robots and that, whereas this year, it's mostly software. We've got a guy here on a bit of hardware. Check this out. That's 30,000 watts. So this looks similar to the wire tech that we was working with when we was doing remote driving. Fascinating. I love this kind of stuff.
Have a look at what we've got. If it benefits you, amazing, as businesses, as tech entrepreneurs and advocates, but also a way to contribute to that evolution, both in skills, but also in adoption. So that is the collaborative nature of our organization, and that's why we are so invested in this, because this will future-proof all of our livelihoods, our society, and our future economy.
Thank you, Mo. So, on that point, a very rousing end, can I just signpost in for staff that are here today? Could you stand up for me, please? Any questions? Please come over to these lovely ladies over here. Over that, big Simon Moore as well, of course. Thank you very much for your attention, but my final comment is this. Change is scary, but it can also be an opportunity. Make no mistake, the current state of immersive technology is exciting. Thank you very much.
I got in that on a bit late. Immersive technology. I'd love to listen to more of that and potentially ask a few questions how they're implementing Web3 and that. Because you come to places like this and you want to talk tech, and hardly any of them know about blockchain, DLT, Web3, how they're going to implement it. Immersive technology, they're all just capitalists. They think capitalism, profit, all in competition. Like competitors over competition, man. I mean, like we need collaboration over competition. Sorry, people need to look at collaborating more. Just in a room full of competitors, it's fascinating. I'm gonna go and have a chat with someone soon. Let me just finish off circling the floor, and I'm gonna find someone for the chat with Web3. So, yeah. Game-changing end-to-end application for management platforms. It's all software. It's all software this year. Open set cyber security massively this year. It's literally just fraud and abuse, power of modern defense, cyber security, cyber essentials over there like Manage Engine, cloud world leading migration software for 365. It's all software. A little disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. Blue Sky Systems. Like, there's... I'm actually quite disappointed.
The list of use cases is growing exponentially, and I think the evidence of success and the benefits we've achieved with the efficiencies is really through people's imagination. It's been said too much.
Use case. Everyone tried is about 500 million of men on just this. Some of those might be managed.
Sorry, mate. I want this one. Have I missed it? For starting, yeah. So,
Hello.
Hello. Hi everyone, thank you for coming. I'm Claire. I am a Customer Success Manager at Cloudera, and this is Chris.
My name's Chris Hall. I work for Financial Times. I run the global service desk teams. We're here to talk a little bit about our journey with Cloudera, I think.
Okay, so we've got a bit of a Q&A, and then we're going to see if we can open up Q&A if we've got time at the end as well. So, how was FG first introduced to Cloudera?
So we've been working with CTS for many years, and when Google decided to change their archive user model, the VFE archive user model to EU, we were very concerned with the costs, and CTS kindly introduced us to Cloudera.
And what was the overall driver for the change?
So Google had given us a sort of eat all you can with VFEs for many years, and it was almost like a crack addiction. The FT had 14,000 VFEs, and they were uncontrolled. They've been there for some of them for 10, 14 years. The push came when Google announced the cost, which was $5.25 per license, per user, per month, which basically gave our finance people a heart attack. We're paying about a half of what we were going to be paying, which equated to about $660,000 a year just for the VFEs. We were paying about $300,000 a year for our Google Workspace. There were some people that were apoplectic because it's a big change. We really weren't budgeted for it. Also, we wanted to try and change the culture. We have finance people, legal people that want to keep everything. We have compliance people that don't want to keep anything that they don't want to keep. And basically being done as a just in case. We want to keep everything for everyone just in case someone asks. The other part of things was that we really wanted to try and change the way our service people were doing the work. Part of that was that we didn't work on a night, we moved their night on a Sunday night to remove people from systems and archive accounts.
Sound okay? Everybody okay right now? And how did you onboard the system?
So we have a team around the world. As I said, my title is Global Head of Service Desk. So we have a team in the Philippines, we have a team in London, a team in the US, we have people in New York, Sofia and Hong Kong. We do things a little bit differently to a lot of people, and I think that's one of the things that you said, Claire. You've never come across a company that takes their service desk people out of BAU and moves them into projects. So we have a project team that spans the UK and the Philippines, and because they're responsible for the tools we bring in, we like to help them get involved in their work so that it comes online. They don't have this thing that we've got. So doing things this way means that the team members in the Philippines are completing project work for this overnight. So Claire was setting some things that they needed to do. Our project team were taking those jobs on and getting done overnight from the Philippines, and we were working back on through the day. One of our people, Eileen, worked very closely with Claire to create and test workflows in Sandbox, so that we could prove that things were working well for the following morning. Claire was constant throughout, worked hard with the teams to expand their knowledge of systems and workflows to ensure success.
And just from your perspective, give us an overview of the project and what happened during the project.
So, this is the bit I was going to try and navigate. I wrote it down to see the complicated. It's a code for global service desk run in 2021, by which time the dealing with Cloud M had been done. However, there were some grumblings from within the team. They couldn't work out how to make it happen. They couldn't work out whether it was going to be effective or not. Taking a fresh look at what was proposed by Cloud M, quickly convinced me that it was probably the slickest way to integrate GCP, Google Cloud Storage, into our workflows with no code, no GAM script, and very little learning to do. The meeting with finance, legal and the compliance teams showed that there was a requirement to retain email, but they were not prepared to pay the costs that were coming in from Google. Once the teams were actively engaged, we were very quickly set up to start the Cloud M management part of migration accounts. The initial phase of the work went incredibly well. As the accounts have been sorted and grouped by their mailbox size and document shares, we were picking off hundreds of accounts a week in the first couple of months, and we had a trajectory plotted that was quite rapid. It was a very sharp clearing of accounts that smoothed off towards the end. During migration, it was actually incredible that the path that they had plotted, that we were watching happen, played out almost exactly as they expected. Whilst the main bulk of the accounts were being migrated by a project team, we were setting up our offboarding. So during that offboarding process, Claire was working really closely with our teams. We managed to get the teams up to speed very quickly and getting the process embedded. Now it's embedded, it requires a team member to just drop a person into the offboarding OU and workspace, and unless the person returns to the company, Cloud returns.
So I don't know if you've mentioned, but there was 10,000 users that you wanted to offboard. How did that go? How did it go trying to offboard that amount of users?
So you'd think it would be pretty difficult. However, we contracted Cloud M's technical people to offboard the first 7,000. And doing that with the first 7,000 people really gave us the confidence to know that we could take this a further 3,000 AUs and just put them back to the same process. There was no slowdown on the systems, there were no issues noted, there were no exceptions. We had about, out of the 10,000, we had something like 78 accounts that we have had to go back and do some work to clear up. But while we were doing that, we were writing, our colleagues at CTS were helping us write a script that allowed us to offboard the 500 people that were really causing us trouble in the more recent AUs. The script meant that we didn't need to purchase more Enterprise Plus licenses because the Cloud M and the CTS script basically work with 10 licenses to just cycle through the rest of the users.
Were there any challenges?
Massive challenges. I think the biggest challenge was getting legal to accept that we were going to remove, a vintage bunch of accounts. Some of those accounts have been in the system as long as I have. There were people that left 14 years previously. What we did is we took real data from Workspace and Cloud M and presented them with the costs that would have meant us incurring should we keep them on the system. Getting that bulk out of the way was the best thing we ever did. I mean, it was about 4,000, 14,000 when we first started. It was then about understanding who needed documents transferred, whose documents were just going to transfer to storage, and whether there were any holds on the accounts. At that time, we were a little bit like the Wild West. There were holds that were in place for a number of years. Also, data just running out of control. We were still allocating our use during the process because we were still having people leave the company. So the prices were going up, the costs were going up, and I was getting pretty much monthly, as the invoices came in monthly. I thought you said this was going to be 500 to 600 quid. That's still 10 grand a month. That wasn't comfortable, but we worked really hard and started pushing that.
And what do your cost savings look like now?
So this is a graph of AU allocation from back in the last year to now. We are spending something like 450 to 500 pence a month on AUs, and that's only while they're in the period that we keep them for. We also thank you. We also let's put them off. Sorry. We also don't now invoke AUs for people that leave the company that are straight into a suspended state, and they go into the workflow where Cloudham eventually offboards them. So at the moment it's about 10k a year.
What did it start as a monthly cost to you? Just to see that.
So after we deleted the 4,000, I think the cost was something like, at one point it was 13,000 a month, but it regularly hit 10 grand. So even at the beginning of the process where we told people it would be about 500 a month when we were done, they were still budgeting for something like 170 a year.
And where are your processes now? What do they look like?
So I mentioned briefly, we have a pretty much a one-stop process for it now. Our admins drop users into the offboarding folder where Cloudham picks them up, secures the account, renames the users, archives the users to GCP, transfers resources and deletes the user after 20 days, and reminds us it's going to do it. One step, it's one step in the way of total automation. We ask admin to type in the name of the manager to transfer documents to. Once this is done, the system does all the hard work. I'm going to give a shameless plug to Claire. There's no way we would have got this to where we are without her support and the support of the team members. And we're in a great place.
Thank you, Chris. I'll pay you later. What are your future plans with the user lifecycle and Cloudham?
So right now, the FT uses a system called Lifecycle Management. It creates all of our accounts from our central source of truth workday, and that's been really useful. It means that the admin work that the teams are doing is almost gone. What we're planning to do in phase 2 of lifecycle management is to get Opta, our identity partner, to move the account when a person leaves straight into the offboarding folder, so that they're removed from all the single sources of truth as well as our Google workspace.
And what do you plan to automate next?
So we've got some big issues with people sharing documents and folders from their personal drives. I'm pretty sure everyone has that. We're looking at Migrate to help us migrate data from users' personal drives and move them into shared drives. We're looking at backup. Backup's an interesting option for basically backing up email and Google Docs, and it's something that we think might be useful for some of our VIPs as well as people who travel regularly into dangerous zones.
And have you ever noticed any other byproducts from utilising Cloudham?
Okay, so this is probably the biggest thing. I know we've automated stuff and we make people's lives easier and we stop people doing admin, which is all really good. But basically, by doing this piece of work, people are very conscious that licenses now cost us money. So they're very conscious about assigning licenses to people. We only assign licenses when people start. We only assign AUs if we want to keep them on the system for legal reasons. But this is the big one. I think it's freed up a lot of the admin's time. As I mentioned earlier, they were using the graveyard shift in the Philippines to offboard and manage users. The FT this Sunday starts trialling the removal of that US Sunday night shift, so that people don't actually have to work through the night to do this work. It's giving people a much better work-life balance and allowing a drives that support more core hours through the week. It's been really welcomed, and there's a lot of admin messing about with accounts and doing.
Yeah, I think you said it, the cost element and the time element are things that we shout about a lot, but that's a really unique one, I think, like you said, the best one. And what's the one bit of advice that you'd give to somebody in your shoes at the beginning of the journey?
So I wrote this late last night. If you don't want to give Google your hard-earned money for archive users, which I can't imagine anyone in this room does, and you want to automate, save costs, and improve your admin's lives, give it a go. It's been a game changer for us.
Perfect, thank you. Any questions from anybody else?
Okay, so put your hands up and I'll give you the microphone.
I've got one. You mentioned moving data from people's local drives to shared drives. Who else owns access to said shared drives? If I say my home server, my home NAS, if I was to back up that in your system, who owns access to that shared drive? How would it, beyond me just setting up my own little RAID system to share it with myself?
So what I was talking about is Google My Drive when you're a user of Google Workspace. So as a rule, we ask people to share in shared drives within Google Docs. People share documents out of their personal shares in Google. Does that make sense? It's not NAS's or
Yeah,
it's their shared drive. So you may have a document you write about backing up documents, and I might share it from my drive with you. What we're trying to do is get away from having those documents shared in your local Google storage and having shared Google storage so that you can actually maintain and keep them.
Right.
It's a big problem when someone leaves.
So it's still owned by Google,
Yeah.
basically. Do you see Web3? Sorry. So if it's still owned by Google in that sense, do you see Web3, smart contract implementation and digital IDs coming into that in the near or distant future? Because it's getting pretty big on ownership in it. As you can see, I'm wearing an ASM t-shirt here. This is non-fungible intelligence. So people have heard of the daft NFTs that they're talking about with the art. That's just fundamentally showing the first use case of smart contracts granting ownership, token gated access and whatnot. But it will branch out into artificial intelligence that we own ourselves, to token gated access within cloud storage. So we don't have this data, we get more data sovereignty basically, and we don't have this, we're not held to data ransom by these companies that are making billions of our data. We can force this non-fungible intelligence to say, listen, you're not giving Google any of your data unless we earn as well. So, because originally when I came in, it just said own your own data up there, you see. Yeah. So when we talk about actual ownership, it's a bit of a grey line, isn't it?
Company ownership of data, to be fair. And I think in those terms, anything that's held inside my workspace is like FTIP. I think from what you're talking about is whether I as a person give my data to Google. Yeah. And I don't know that that's what we're talking about here.
Well, it gets great anyway, because we can say DLT and blockchain's decentralized all we want, but it's all on Amazon Web Services. So at the end of the day, they still own it, but it'd be nice to see more Web3 access.
Do you want to chat about it after?
I'm going to go to the Cloud M thing, the Cloud M stand after this. Yeah. No problem, no problem.
I'll give it the 7 seconds. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Sorry, mate. In the way. Fuck, let me go to the stand. get to this Cloud M stand because I'm super interested in it. So, unlimited migration licenses to move data to the cloud, complete control to automate your admin from one platform to the other, control emails, signatures, centrally, whilst delegating access.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Do
So,
pop a question in, did
yeah, well, I have to, you see, because you don't mind that recording, do you? It's live on YouTube. There's only a few people watching
don't
it.
put me on YouTube.
It's all right. You're too tall for it to even get you there. So, from MetaFusion Labs, started a new firm basically. We want to help open people's eyes. We want to help open people's eyes to the fact that a decentralized future is possible, but not while we're all using AWS. We're all using Google Cloud, unless we sort the access to them servers out. Do you know what I mean? And the only real true immutable, trustable access is going to be through Web3. I'm actually fascinated there's not more AI in Web3 in here yet. I came in 2021, I think it was, and it was basically full of hardware compared to this year's software. I feel like this year's very heavy software.
There's no hardware.
There's no new hardware.
My company don't operate any server hardware at all.
Madness. Scalability is a problem with costing. If someone wants to run a home machine that's going to be a nice, an extremely secure server that they can actually trust, I don't think that's going to work long run. It's something I'd like to work on, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd love for us all to just have our own home servers under the stairs, running our own Google Assistant, non-fungible intelligence governing the lot, and we're all happy. But we're not going to trust that. No one's going to trust that. No one's going to trust
you or
us.
me or them.
Exactly. But
And to be honest, my whole business, because I don't work for Cloud M, I work for the FT,
yeah,
and my whole business is based on trust.
yeah.
You know, people read the paper because they trust the content. So people go to the website because they trust the content.
And how do you build trust in Web3 and distribute decentralized technology when said media outlets will only push that Bitcoin thing?
Well, to be fair, you read the FT.
Occasionally.
You probably should. They're talking a lot about. I mean, I don't write. I'm an IT geek.
Yeah.
Right? But they talk, and they don't just talk about Bitcoin. Because I'm not convinced by Bitcoin personally.
I mean, XRP, XLM, and the other proof of consensus coins are much better. Proof of stake can go a long way, but the gas is ridiculous. It's just too expensive. There's new platforms emerging like ASM and the Root Network. They're concentrating more on metaverse at first, just to prove it can work.
Metaverse.
It's
not really a thing right now.
It's been a thing.
It's a thing
since you could play a game. So the difference between ever since digital games started coming out, that immersive world, Harry Potter's a metaverse. It's not a real world. It's been created by a human, but it's a world. You can go to Universal Studios and you can do this and you could write a story. It is a world. So we consider that a metaverse. The Web 2 stand on it and say Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto and that, they're metaverses. But the value is what's on them. With no internet of value, I can't, all the money I put in Grand Theft Auto, I can't take that out and then put it in Elder Scrolls. The new term metaverse, it kind of needs a new name because it does mean Web3 metaverse, where I'm going to be able to take my money out of that network and distribute it into that one. And I have full ownership of it. But it's fascinating to think that the cloud migration.
So you got to think about this as not just necessarily cloud migration. This is my cloud migration.
Yeah.
And I appreciate.
But you could have multi-sign migration if Cloud M was to produce NFTs. Forget art. We just want the smart contract of access, and it grants a user access. And you're talking about top of the range encryption. that the military couldn't even break into. I mean, most of it's sheer 265 these days, but blockchain gives me mine 365, so we could do like I wouldn't trust sharing a Google Drive with you at the moment. I don't know you. I've literally only met you 5 minutes ago. Whereas if you had a digital identity on DLT and we was going to share a drive and I knew you couldn't access it without both of our keys being there, trust it like that. That's the trustless bit with
You've missed the person you need to talk to about that.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Gary.
It's fascinating. We all know it's happening. We all know it's coming. But people just... That's what we're looking at, yeah, and it's what we want to just open people's eyes, because people feel like, oh, if we're not going to make a token, we're not going to sell art as NFTs, but we really got to use the blockchain. And they don't realise it's literally just a distributed ledger. So any company that holds a ledger will benefit off blockchain because it limits access and makes access trustable. No, you're okay. Probably need to come back in 2027 though.
See what happens, yeah.
I said back in 2018, I was like, we might be waiting until 2025 to 2030 for this.
Yeah, it might well be.
It's absolutely fascinating. Are you here tomorrow?
I'm not. I'm back away.
Is the guy I've missed?
Yeah, I should think Gary will be here tomorrow. Guy that owns the company.
We've been redoing my GCSEs at the moment to get into uni. Like, I regret it, and I'm approaching 40. I don't want to get much older still regretting it, so it's got to be done.
And also, why don't you just write something to the FT? Write a piece.
Yeah, I might, I'm not, like I say, I'm not that confident of writing it myself, but I've been using ChatGPT lately,
So
getting a
have
bit
I.
better with him.
So have I.
He's the best assistant. Using that as an assistant. Another thing I want to wake people up to.
Business cases, really.
People's like, oh, it should be banned. I'm like, have you used it? Have you actually asked it a few questions of problems you've actually got instead of just going on and being an hour?
Yeah, no, it's all good. Listen.
No, yeah, I'll let you crack on, mate. It's fantastic. Lovely chat. You take care, and I'll see you again. That's fascinating, innit? You think people running migration server technology and software, and they're not even remotely thinking about implementing Web3, even though it'll improve the functions and features and everything to do with the tech stack can be improved with DLT and Web3. And there doesn't seem to be a single person in here that is even concentrating on it. Now we've actually got AWS. Flip the cam. AWS are here. Where are they? Company stand, AWS developer stand, the lounge and the sponsor. Developer. Right, let me get to AWS. Yo, good morning from Lakeland, Florida. What's happening, Kevin? There's a free pick and mix stand at C101. Stop it. Where's the pick and mix stand? Does anyone know? It's got told on YouTube. It's free. It's free. Where I am? Yes, Scott. Mo Metal Media. I am at DTX Manchester. I'm just looking for the AWS Developer Lounge. AWS. Ethical Solution Partner. Here's what we do.
One of the things on their list.
I'll find a pick and mix stand shortly.
In the same way that you're building a mobile app, speed is a thing that you have to think about.
Not from a digital part.
Amazon Web Services. How are we doing?
Good.
Do you work with the servers and that much, you?
Sorry?
Do you work with Amazon Web Servers?
Yes. But we're going to have less.
Do you know much about the access to them and that on Web3?
If we had streaming
Blockchain, DLT.
Blockchain DLT. There are some services related to that, though I'm not well versed in that. I just know that there are services. But
So the question I've got basically is, we're all in a... I'm big on blockchain, I'm big on DLT. We're big on decentralization.
now I've got my pen on
people
now.
are noticing that lately that
Oh, no, my
half
pen is
of the
actually-
blockchain protocols are running on AWS or Google services, which tends to remove a little bit of the decentralized aspect to it.
So
Is there any talk or development or production
Because, you know,
projects
it's what
to
we always say to
implement
the best,
Web3
like, we don't
access
want it
into
to be
Amazon
spending
services
more.
at the
We want it to
moment?
spend it just
Or is it
as
kind of like behind NDAs?
So if you don't need that shit, fantastic.
I'm not
You'll
sure
save
about
a lot
that
of money
yet,
there.
but
I think it's great.
let me
It's
scan you and I'll note down the questions and I'll find them.
Yeah, no problem, mate. See, we just got from Metafusion Labs, you see, we just want to be working with small and medium enterprises just to basically ideation and advise them on Web3 and how they can implement NFTs and smart contracts. So just knowing when these bigger corporations are planning on implementing a little bit of it will open our community eyes a lot.
Because you
So
mentioned you're getting all these
fascinating. I can't believe the lack of hardware this year. Last time I come, there's autonomous robots driving all over the place in the Florida this year. Absolutely fascinating. Do you know where the pick and mix is?
Sorry?
The pick and mix. See a pick and mix stand or something?
There was just behind this one, so that's going to be there.
Right, yeah, I'm going to go and find it, mate. You take care, yeah? See you in a bit. So, yes, small stand C101. 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 Amazon, like, server guy can't even tell me when they're implementing Web3. It's like, what is going on? So we are, isn't it? Regan, have you been here today? Are you still here? Give me a shout if you're still here. Where the hell is C101? There's 100. Cyber security. You should potentially ask him. E101. Sorry, mate. C105. I'm lost. Making sure the big chat's not starting again. Who's Richard? Been told on YouTube, live comments, there's a free pick and mix that stands C101 and Richard will be happy. Richard will be happy to debate Web3 with you.
Right.
I'm absolutely fascinated on the lack of blockchain and Web3 knowledge.
In here?
On the floor, yeah. Fascinated by it.
Okay.
I can't believe there's even Amazon Web Services guys just like, maybe. Like, Jesus, I can't believe it.
Hang on, we got a bag for you already done. In fact, we'll get you one of these.
Superb.
Let me scan your bag. I'll come back to you in a second.
Yeah, no, you don't let me have a gander at what you do. Sovereign. Hold against the right.
So this doesn't go out. Your data does not guarantee go outside the UK. Like AWS and those. You know, your data ends up in America. This is guaranteed does not leave the UK. We don't manage it outside the UK. Yeah, we don't manage it outside the UK. Our desk is in Weatherby, so it is all completely
right. Yeah. So is there any Web3 access being employed into this in the future?
Yeah.
Because again, like what I'd like to do is, and I know it's not feasible, it's not going to happen, but in an ideal world, we'd all have our own home server, our own home machine, under the stairs, running our own NAS, our own cloud, our own AI, non-fungible intelligence, and we'll own our own AI through blockchain, own our own clouds, but no one's going to trust it. It's not till 2050. They might live like that in the future. But then on the other hand is we're all pushing decentralization while everything's on AWS. Shut AWS down tomorrow, you shut 90% of blockchains down until someone boots back up on a local server, Docker container in his house to get Ethereum back up, do you know what I mean? That's what it'll come to. So you kill Google and AWS at the moment and literally 99% of blockchain is gone. I run a silo node at home and people running the nodes at home, they'll be the ones keeping it going. It's fascinating to me, and I've just asked the Amazon Web Services guy, like, when do you see is implementing Web3 access into the servers, so I know I can trust it as much as I can an immutable blockchain, because you can't trust AWS. Amazon run a tight ship, let's not lie, but it doesn't change the fact that Tom on floor B can walk through door A and push buttons C like that. I don't know, not without everyone who owns the stuff in that room knowing he walks in that room. You should know. In China at the moment, you can legitimately just walk up to a fridge in a shop, scan the milk, and through VChain toolchain, it shows you its whole trip from farm to shop, the temperature it was in every vehicle, what time it went from, what day it went from vehicle to vehicle, and you can even click a video and have a look at videos on the farm, all tracked and traced through VChain toolchain. China's on it already, doing it, and everyone here is basically just scared of it. Fascinates me, fascinating. And I'm studying a thing with like loads of tech guys. Understand you all have your little different departments, and not everyone's claiming cyber security and decentralization, and a lot of your bosses are...
Well, we're a very small company, and we do end-to-end solutions. It's UK.
Exactly, so I feel like you are quite possibly the best company to actually start implementing it. You imagine, because what I keep thinking, right, if ChatGPT, 100 million users in a week or two, like that, it usually takes years to get that many users. Now, I've bought a few brains from ASM, like I say, the altered state machine, non-fungible intelligence. These are going to be anything from digital assistants, your own Google Alexa, your own ChatGPT, your own in-game. I could turn him into a goblin lord who's going to kill you when you play the game. It could be anything from NPC to digital agent, right across the board. But people are back healing Web3 like it's not needed. Watched an Unreal Engine Expo recently, and they was like, oh, building the open metaverse, we don't need to use NFTs and whatnot. And it's like, right, well, there's one thing not needing it, but for me to get data sovereignty, I need you to use it. For me to trust it, I need you to use it. So this, for instance, this sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm going to take this home, take some details about it. But again, that lock there, is it a cryptographic private key?
Yes.
So that's when we're going in the right direction. Amazon Web Services isn't. Signing that with just any password.
Interesting you bring that up. So we're seeing a lot of repatriation on terms of applications that have found their way out into the public space. The issue that they've got is certification, especially at government level.
Right.
What's happening then, and the reason why we've done what we've done, and we think that time's right to start talking about sovereign clouds, in that there is specific data sets that expose companies but also UK government to things that could be attacked by bad actors, external, and there needs to be an expertise, a vertical expertise around understanding what it means around holding the data and the applications in a way that are unique to, say, the UK. Now, one of the big problems that you have with AWS, they will say to you, we hold the applications and data centers and make sure it never leaves the UK shore. The next question, where is your management layer in Bangalore? You fail. Because if you're doing end-to-end sovereign cloud capability, you must have not only the data and the applications, but the humans that interface with that must also be security cleared by the UK and must be onshore. They can't be outsourced. They can't be outsourced. Right? So this is the big problem. They will say that to you, but you will fail. And what happens then is the government have been writing some applications and putting them out onto AWS, and they've gone, we need certification for this now. And the certification people have gone, no, because you're not managing the endpoint of the people who are actually managing the environment. They've also got to be here, and it's like, oh, right, okay, so we didn't do that, well, you're not getting certification. And then it's like, what we've seen is a lot of government deal with a lot with Home Office and stuff like that, and immediately come back to us and said, so we've got this application, we need it to be certified, it's not being certified on AWS, can you host and manage and do what they do in a way that means it's fully managed? And we say yes, and then we start to see that repatriation. Now it's a unique case, but I'm wondering, and we found out this morning in terms of conversations that sort of dawning, FSA and which is the financial services and insurance and all that, there's a not committed requirement yet that states you must. What it's saying is we would like you to onshore your environments in the UK. Okay, they're not stipulating it and making it think yet. We think
the leading is.
We think that's going to happen. So in terms of what you're saying, you're absolutely right, and there needs to be an understanding around. So everybody gets a bit xenophobic about saying, "Oh well, it's bringing it back to the UK." But please look at the US. The Inflation Act. The Inflation Act was done exactly for a reason of saying America first. You know, bad man bad, orange man bad, and then suddenly the next guy comes in and he's doing exactly the same. Oh, and China's rubbish, by the way, you're not allowed to do that. So it's a global xenophobia thing that's happening, not just the UK. We always get bad mouth for doing stuff, and we're doing stuff that we should do in terms of our data, because as you as a UK citizen, are you happy that Mr. Zuckerberg can suddenly get all of your information?
No, and it's not. I mean, it's multi-layered in it. I think the data you're going to get easier. Data you'll get like that. But you know why you're not? I think is the fear at the top of the pyramid, mate, is beyond belief. They fear decentralisation.
But the other side
they fear DLT. They fear sovereign people.
Yeah.
They fear me no longer needing the banking system. Go fuck yourself. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you.
Ooh,
you know what?
okay.
The only reason I literally don't need a bank
here's a
anymore.
question for you in terms of that.
Through financial institutions and third parties who are just a level below banks.
So
it doesn't mean
Dave.
Bank of Dave. Well, like Uphold, Wirex, things that allow me to hold fiat and crypto at the same time. So potentially in the future, my ID. They might be like China now and all the other fake thing. I'm sorry, but if you're in debt, you shouldn't be in the pub. It's gonna iron out in it. You walk in the pub on a Friday night and put 20 quid down, like 4 pints, please. But the till beats. Like, hang on a minute, you owe Vodafone 60 quid. But you're in a race with Vodafone, you don't just owe them.
Do you think that's
you're
a good
thing? You're in a race, of course I do. Cheeky bastard chumping in the pub. What if he owes it you? What if it's not Vodafone and he owes it you? What if it's not Vodafone? No, get the fuck out, pay your debt. Because are we going to teach the next generation to just stay in debt? To do nothing but debt. Here you go, debt, really, fiat. Because that's all the billionaires do. So the IRS in America and the HMRC, they won't change tax loopholes.
Yeah.
Because 99% of this room don't use them. Stop using the bank, take your money out of the bank, move it into a financial institution, start using some tax loopholes and watch the laws change like that.
Yeah.
But they're scared of decentralisation, they're scared of blockchain. It's why CBDCs are going to be the saviour. But they're the ones that can freeze. You can't freeze me XRP. I can send you XRP no matter what anyone says. I don't care if the king doesn't want me to send it. Sorry, Charles, but I'm sending it. And unless you cut the internet off me, you can't stop me. So either sit down, shut up, or turn the internet off.
So one of the big things is that the government, in terms of, and I watched a thing on this recently about how they're going to control your life around blockchain and stuff, where they can actually say, let's say, carte blanche, they want the country to stop drinking a lot of sugar. Okay, they can put taxes so when you go out and buy certain things, it will stop at a level.
So I think by 2050, they're not going to do it. We will.
You think?
We will.
Okay.
Do you want to go Bradford? Let's go Bradford now for the brew.
No, mate.
Not being racist.
No.
But you don't want to go there. I'd rather go another place, wouldn't you? In Bradford. And I don't need to tell you the majority of Bradford are a certain culture. We're not talking about race, I'm talking about culture. I don't want to live with Muslims.
Right.
No. I don't. I'd potentially rather live with Buddhists. But I'd rather live with majority of people who think the same as me. Now, in the next few years, it's the only way they're going to implement it is letting the people do it. So the people who, if you think it's okay for someone in debt to go in a pub and loads of people vote for that, local community, yeah, fine. Just don't bring it in a community that's not voted for it. So that's what they'll do in the end. Anything that they can't force on us, they'll just produce. But again, starts taking power off them, and it leads to everyone realising that they should be nothing but idea men and women. That's all they should be doing down there. We should be getting pinged on our phones now. So, you know, just to let you know, MP Do-Da-Da has had this idea, MP Dishbar would rather do this, and MP Bish Bosh would rather do that. Vote. Well, I'd rather they did that, you'd rather they did that, you'd rather they did that, that's a democracy. Next week, but the way it happens now is next week, they'll be like, right, well, 3 of us wanted to do this, that and that, I chose that, we're doing it, deal with it, new law's written, we just passed it, fuck off. That's authoritarian bullshit, mate. That's not a democracy. That's not a democracy, that. And DLT is going to bang the doors of that open. They're going to start with CBDCs. So anyone on the dole, on the benefits, that at the moment say gets £1,000 every month, not in future, you'll get £200 a month to spend on yourself, love. But then you've got £200 nappy tokens, £200 in food tokens, £200 in petrol, and them tokens can only be spent at the petrol station, and them tokens can only be spent on nappies. So all these motherfuckers getting loads of money in for the kids, giving the kids minimal, and then going out on the town while in debt. Send it.
You can't do that.
I can't do that without being zapped. No, but yeah, it's a fascinating conversation, isn't it? I could talk about it all day. I feel like it's been put in games to show the masses it can work. The developers of this ain't nothing new.
No. I won't do that.
XRP since 2012, intellectual protocols since 2015. It's nothing new. But the door's still not fell, the dominoes aren't falling, and they're not waking up to the fact that distributed ledger technology can save the world and solve a hell of a lot of problems, bring trust where trust never was. And it's just being pushed back with it. I mean, we're 2023. I feel like I'm still 4 years early to this expo. Do you know what I mean? If I come in like 2027, maybe it'll all be Web3, DLT, blockchain, token gated access. Do you know what I mean? Because that's where it's coming to, that's where it's going. Have you seen the Spotify? Spotify have just done it with Fluff World. So anyone who owns certain NFTs can go on Spotify, sign the transaction with your wallet, and you get access to this exclusive playlist. So the only people who can listen to that playlist are the people who own those NFTs. So again, the only people with access to certain sovereign clouds will be the people with private cryptographic key. That's the future. I would then, like I said to Claire around the corner at Cloud N, I said, like, I only met you over minutes conversation. If we was to go and share a Google Drive now, got no chance, mate. I need a bit more trust first. But if that Google Drive was governed by multi-sign from blockchain, and I knew you couldn't get in it without me being there, and you knew I couldn't get in it without me being there, we'd trust it like that, wouldn't we? Regardless if we know each other or trust each other, that protocol's being trusted. This is where we need to start raising the conversation. We need to raise awareness and educate. It's kind of what we're trying to do in Metafusion Labs, just open people's eyes and make them... We need to make current shareholders realise that their future is in stakeholding, not shareholding, stakeholding. But you have to give 80% of your shares away to your community. Like, you've probably got to die off there. If we're going to be right, they'll probably have to die off first. Because who's going to give up? Like the Shell board directors are just going to... I've said all the time, so Shell could be a multi-millionaire, it could be a millionaire factory. got 60,000 employees and earns nearly 15 billion a year. It's 15,000 million. So 15,000 of them employees could be given $1 million, just walk off into the sunset, take another 15,000 on, and rotate every year. Every 5 years, you'd have brand new.
Spreading the wealth.
Mate, you know what I mean? But no, it's going to 10 people round the table at the top, so they all get 10 billion each. Instead of 60,000 people getting it. Do you know what I mean? It's disgusting. It's got to the point where it's disgusting. It used to be funny back in the day. We used to be flipping it. He's a billionaire now. Like, how do you even earn that much money? It's crazy.
Now what can you spend it?
Yeah, it's just knocking me sick now. Knocking me sick. And I wouldn't mind someone being worth $1 trillion as long as there was no one left starving. Still got starving people, still got homeless people. You know what I mean? Like, no one should be a multi-billionaire. And again, we shouldn't be stopping people. Not saying take Elon's money off him.
Yeah.
I'm saying sort the dividends from Tesla out where it actually goes. I'm saying sort the dividends from Shell out. Put it into the workers a little bit. Put it back into the community. Because that's what blockchain does.
There's a difference working for this company than this small.
Yeah, I'm gonna look them up when I get home. Can I have a pad? I need a pad. Oh, what's that? That's what? And a de-icer?
Bag to put it on.
If you've got one, yeah, please. Yeah, and I'm having a look at this. So, but sovereign cloud, the ultimate in security assurance, UK dedicated alternative. Is there anyone in the States, Europe, or anywhere else doing a similar thing? Or have you got other branches and you're just UK based?
UK based, weather bees. There's only 60, 70 people in the company.
Interested in branching out if there was someone to run one somewhere else? Got a lot of contacts. New Zealand's getting big for tech at the moment, you know. Booming, mate. Booming. Web3 and NFTs and that for New Zealand. Where these are from, ASM, Root Network. I want a bag of sweets as well.
That's why you come here in the first place.
It is. It was Reagan on the ting, Stan C101. Mo Meta there's in New Zealand. He's got to get some sleep. Some guy in Dallas, Texas there. It's happening tripole law.
Barry's on the stand here at just after 3 o'clock.
What's that for?
Talking about Claritas Cloud.
Oh, is that Freebo?
3 o'clock. It's Barry Olsen.
Less than an hour.
The cloud stand over here.
Right, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
So come along for that.
Yeah, I'm going to go and get myself a brew. You take it easy, mate. It was nice meeting you, and I might see you again all tomorrow. Take care. Nice meeting you. Take care. Yeah, that was a good conversation. That data sovereignty is an important thing. We don't want it. We don't want everyone owning our data. We don't want people making billions off our data while we can't make a thing. Do you know what I mean? We're not making one little penny off your data, and these companies are making absolute billions. It's wrong. It's disgusting. It needs to change. I'm fascinated by the lack of Web3 knowledge in here. Not that it doesn't exist, as people clearly know about it, people clearly understand it, but not on a level that a lot of us do. It's just really not on a level. They're not on that level. It's absolutely fascinating how much it's lacking. I really do feel like we're just 4 years too early still. I mean, it's 2023, man. Where's the NFTs? Where's the flaming Web3 banners? Where's blockchain, DLT? Like, it's non-existent. It's absolutely fascinating. Oh my days, look at the X-Wing. What? Big X-Wing, mate. Sick. A lot of it really is cybersecurity, and the fact that a lot of it's cybersecurity, but they're not really talking about Web3 or DLT, immutable trustless access, is absolutely fascinating. Like, fascinating beyond belief. I'm super fucking surprised. Like super surprised. I'm gonna make my way out. Can't believe it. Let me go and see what these are talking about first. Let's have a little chin wagging here. How to build pathways into your team's high performance diver. Oh, fuck that shit. Performance. I don't care about people's performance. Care about the performance of machines. Threat detection and intelligence stage. Threat detection. Cyber security. Bish bash bosh. The threat awareness. It's literally just it's all computer security. Accuracy. Data collection and stuff. Next gen security for Microsoft, security awareness. Optimize the security of your applications from cloud to edge. I can't believe it, man. I'm shocked. Man's in shock. I just want to find someone a little bit better on it. Scalable solutions for IT services. Yeah, mate, AWS. The guy was a server guy, an actual server guy. Navigating new in, didn't have to cloud be, didn't price it. Sorry, I'm just running sweets live.
You don't really need to do if they're shooting data from a spreadsheet into the database, the database into a spreadsheet, or generates a metric.
Right. Let me find the proper fucking place.
This is quite good, isn't it?
It's like I see it gets to a certain time and then collective.
Yeah, everybody knows where to start at the right time because we're not certain. No. I fancy more than doing on the wrong
Turn the camera on, Scott. I need to find. I need to find a better person from Amazon. Threat detection, intelligence stage, X-Wing, Wet Locker. All the companies, man, not one's pushing DLT. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating me. Alright, pal. Yeah, I'm fascinated by the lack of Web3. Lack of distributed ledger technology and that.
In the front door, that big right here, you go around there.
It's a lot of cybersecurity, blockchain, it's cybersecurity software based. I mean, I came the other year, there was robots driving around, like autonomous bots and that, like office workers.
I was at the Cloud Expo in London, a couple of weeks ago. IBM had their robot there.
Yeah.
That was massive. That was about 6 times the size.
Yeah, and I'm a little.
Is that the space you work in? Is that the space you work in around?
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, from MetaFusion Labs, we like help people get into Web3 basically. We like ideate. Not a lot of people know them. It's mostly token gated access, smart contracts and things like that. How you can move into the metaverse. use AI, basically just automating yourself. A little bit of what this is all about, but with the added Web3 implement on your own data and stuff, and cryptographic access and stuff. It wasn't, I mean, these guys looked alright. Clarity Solutions, they had sovereign data clouds that literally, if you store your data on it, it won't let your data leave the UK unless you allow it and earn from it. So it basically, it keeps all your data locked on UK-based servers. So it's fully compliant with GDPR, and there's a new regulation, he said, coming in. He said at the moment, they only advise that you have all your staff and servers in the UK. So some people can actually keep it outside the UK, but these guys are just solar sovereign cloud storage in the UK, so yeah. But I'm interested in when Amazon Web Services actually implement Web3 access to the servers. You know, it's because everyone should want a decentralized world, but if it's only on Google or Amazon, take them two servers out and you lose 99% blockchain. The only blockchain left then is for people who run their own nodes at home. And most people at home are running a node on AWS. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I was setting a silo node up the other week, and again, the tutorial, it's like, right, do it, and open your Amazon Web Services server and that. I'm like, no, I want it local. You know better. It's like, I want the fucking local machine. I had to go on. In the end, I got a silo node running locally, so luckily mine will stay on. But
should it all go down?
Mate, we're so close to it happening. I say, if we lose the wrong 20% of people on the planet, we're back to 1850. Like that. Most people in this room barely know basic algebra. Let's have it right. They got no point. They got no hope doing trigonometry and calculus. You know what I mean? Never mind.
If you use AWS, most of these platforms or products which are purely on AWS.
Exactly. Gone. It's fascinating to me, and I think the sooner that's protected long run, the better. I'm not sure how they actually do protect it. I mean, if you got it's like the ability, can you imagine like you have a RAID server where it copies your hard drive, so whatever's being put on one, it will put on a second in case A or B gets destroyed. You could kind of imagine that being the same, but Amazon doing it with buildings. So one building's just a copy of another building, because the size of their data centers.
Oh yes.
You wouldn't like. Yeah, I'm actually interested in how they're fighting that in the future now.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. We're a software consultancy, but we don't tend to do much at the minute with Web3.
Yeah.
That we've had a lot of conversation with our clients about it, and things like machine learning and blockchain. That's not something we've gone into.
No. It's hard for a lot of people if you haven't like. It's hard for a lot of people to understand where they can even go with it. I mean, most firms at the moment are looking at NFTs, thinking like, well, why would we want to use NFTs? Why are we even going to use NFTs? But imagine yourselves like a little bit of ideation for yourselves. If you're just a software solution company or a consultancy company, you have packages of consultant, hourly pay, book a double session, book 3 sessions, retain a client. All these different packages. If someone just purchased an NFT from your company, could potentially get token gated access to perks, extra perks on top of them packages, a discount on said package. So if you own the NFT that we released last year, you can actually buy a retainer package at 10% off for as long as you own the NFT. If that person ever decides to sell the NFT, he's selling his 10% off retainer. That's what that NFT then stands for. Do you know what I mean? It could be if you do Christmas dues and you want to invite a community member, just one VIP, you release a Christmas VIP NFT that only one person can buy, and that person's allowed to come to the Christmas do as a community member. And he's not a worker, and if he sells it, you can put like, right, we want 5% of resale. If he starts word of mouth and someone goes, yeah, I'll give you $2,000 for that. someone sells it for 2 grand, and then the next guy's like, I'll give you 4 grand. You as the firm would get 5% of each resale, or up to what? I think you can put up to 50% on some of them. So again, not only can you token gate content and solutions and products and services, you can give perks on top of that token gate as well. So it is fascinating. If you look at Spotify at the moment, they're doing some token gated playlists. So literally, if you don't own the NFT, you can't listen to the playlist. It's actually a fascinating implementation.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, I say it all the time. Imagine a Greg's one, where if you just owned a Greg's NFT, or a certain one, you get a free coffee before 9 a.m. every day, or one a week. Do you know what I mean? It's Web3 will change the world, mate, when people finally start getting their heads around it. But that's like you say, I mean, look at us online, Metafusion Labs, we help ideate.
Give you a scanner for stuff.
Just we help ideate people and whatnot, and give an exact same type of ideation just given you there. Obviously, we'll do a consultation for free. And then we're just implementing our own VIP NFTs now to do exactly the same thing. Yeah, to discount services. If you own the NFT, you get a discount service. It's simple as that, and can come along. So yeah, you take it easy, mate. I'm going to shoot me soon, but nice to meet you. Take care. You meet some good like-minded people at these, you really do, and I could probably spend all flaming day in here, and I'm not going to lie, I literally could spend all day in here chatting to everyone. The fact it's lacking so much Web3 in that, I feel like the people that have come know more about Web3 than the people that are displaying, which is actually quite fascinating. There's people all over the gap. It's all mainly about communication, data sovereignty, data security, migrating cloud services, securing cloud services and whatnot like that, customer experience, how to get the most out of your team, how to use AI. There was a little warning on a duck fisher before where he literally just had this USB, you plugged into your computer, or someone plugged it into your computer, it acts as a keyboard and just literally introduced a load of malware, started stealing files and everything. It was absolutely fascinating. He said it doesn't work on Mac. Makes you wonder why Windows and Linux distros don't just implement the same kind of protocol the Mac's got, and then that thing doesn't work on any machine. So that's a little bit fascinating. But to top it all off, DTX this year, especially day one, mainly software, not that much tech, and there really isn't that much tech here. Do you know what? I've just literally seen a bit of tech, so I'm going to walk over to it. Camera.
There's a USB connection to the computer, Wi-Fi power. Good question for me. Does it work with Google Meet? Yes. It's unstable. It's completely, absolutely. I mean, we'd have to go through our IT, but it might be worth just having a look at that because we need to really and maybe.
Cute. I am, yeah. Don't worry, mate. You're not in here. So that's that camera there.
Is this one that's on? Is that one?
Yeah, that camera. It's 360 panorama across the top of that screen. So that's fascinating. It's 360 mic as well and speaker.
Yes, and speaker. There's also a land of space that's designed for.
So it's got like a fisheye lens here, fisheye lens camera on the top, so it catches everybody. There's no moving parts.
Did he just say it learns off the space?
Sorry?
Did he just say it learns off the space?
Yeah, it just it maps the room. It uses AI technology to, like, first of all find the voice of the person. So it's like just find.
Oh
me.
damn! It's to you. Oh, and it brought me in because I spoke.
Yeah. And the only reason we're just too close, and if you were in a meeting,
Yeah.
we would have been sat round the table.
Oh, damn.
So.
Oh, yeah, right. So we're in a meeting, we've got a panoramic of the whole meeting at the top, and we've got the speakers coming in as they start speaking.
Absolutely.
Oh my days, that's fascinating.
So basically, if you're somebody that's dialing into a meeting, you get a much better, like,
Yeah,
immersive, like,
because we're literally on the telly now because we're having a conversation, like we're in a meeting, and they're next to us because they're literally there having a conversation.
Yeah.
Wow. That I like that. Can I have a leaflet?
Yeah.
Details,
I'll
please.
tell you what I'll do. hold on one sec. I'm just going to like scan you. Let me just get my.
Covered it.
There you go.
It does, because it just drops the person as they start talking. Yeah. That's fascinating, that.
What's your business? What you?
With Metafusion Labs, we're basically a Web3 ideation consultancy.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, just helping people get into Web3, letting them know that it is for everyone, whether you want to do NFT art or not.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
You having a good day?
Yeah, and I'm a bit surprised at the lack of hardware.
Yeah,
I've literally just stood there talking about the lack of hardware and then looked over there, was like, oh, hardware, we go and look at that.
Yeah, I think there was more last year. But did you come last year?
I can't remember what year. I think it was 20. Was it on last year?
Yeah, it was on last year.
It was 2021, I think I was here. It was robots. There was a lot of automation. Robots
there
last
was
time
the
I came.
DeLorean car. Do you remember the DeLorean
No, that
car?
was last year. Yeah, I didn't
that was
come
last
there.
year.
Seen the X-wing this year down at the back.
No.
X-wing from Star Wars.
Oh,
They've got a big X-wing at the back down there.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
We haven't been down there yet.
Yeah, have a walk down, have a look.
Oh, look, there's the old stormtrooper.
How's it not? What are them on that board? Then it knows you just. So yeah, guys. So he's just wrote on that board there, and it knew. Now did that just watch you, or can it? Stop it!
I can do it again for you.
It was like magic marker. Stop it!
Flip the tag, and then when it flips the tag, it turns it off.
There is another one there.
Stop
So
it!
that's the one.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at all the different ones. There's a Beast Bar one there. There's 360 ones here. There's another sensor there. Watching him doing that. Watch now. Watch right. Flip that on the top. Boom. It's going to appear on a thing. And this can obviously go global. Doesn't have to just be in the boardroom. You tap in remotely as well. So Owl Labs, UCX Manchester, Owl Labs, UCX Manchester. So that has to see it. Yeah, I got onto it when he moved out of the way. Quality. That's fascinating. I'm in love with that. I'm in love with that. Can't beat a good whiteboarder when it works like that. Oh my days. That's fabulous. That is really good. Really, really good tech. Especially for people who have conference meetings. Yeah, they're literally in a tiny cave.
Just flip this one back.
It will reset it.
And then it will go off.
Yeah, that'll turn off then.
Back to us.
Madness, bro.
If we were having a meeting, it finds the
So then
speaker
if I
in the
go
room.
back down into my seat and I start to
So
talk,
it just
and
makes
I'm
them
like,
one person.
Wow.
I say hello, pick up your
Well, I'm left out now. Hey.
Obviously, if you were sitting in a meeting room,
That's proper shit. Yeah, 100%.
the lighting, the noise, background, everything like that.
That's absolutely. I'm actually like, it saved the day. Saved the day hardware wise. No one's brought any. There's no hardware. It's all software, cyber security software with no blockchain. It's not very safe. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, I was literally stood against the wall, winding my video down, saying how much I can't believe there's no hardware, and then looked over there and I was like, no, got to have a ganders of that before I go. Yeah, let me just throw a couple of things in there.
Also, like, if you have any questions or anything like that, you were talking to Sue just there, and that's all as well. It's very technical.
It says video conferencing and so take one more. So if you look up here, that's down here.
We can try. Yeah, I am legitimately going straight online to see how much they are, mate.
Well, the whiteboard is $599. The meeting owl itself is $1,049. The owl bar is $1,999.
Right.
$1,999. And then we have an expansion mic that's $240.
Right. Might have to email you and see if we can potentially send me some for free to sell them on my YouTube.
If you do, I'm the marketing manager, so.
Right, yeah, fantastic. Because I feel like we could get these going with the community all over the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with some of the people on the stream right now. I mean, even like Mo's, he's had to go bed, Mo, in New Zealand. But he's got like
live streaming right now.
Typola from Dallas. John, I really enjoyed you watching, John. Thank you. But yeah, mate, I just gotta give the community what they want. You're all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
Did Sue scan you?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Did you scan? You scanned me, didn't you?
I think so, yes, I did.
I remember doing it.
Well, if you have any questions or anything like that, even for your followers, you can
Yeah, will do.
Or hello@owllabs.com or owllabs.com.
Superb. Owl Labs. Owl Labs, man. Get on it, guys. Owl Labs. Them cameras are sick. Like, honestly, because I'm just the way it works with the AI, with it knowing you're talking and then producing a person on, and them transitions are even nice. Probably. Yeah. Love it. Right, I'm gonna go. You take care, guys. See you later. Yeah, mate, that technology then on that table, them cameras were sick. Mate. Right, I'm winding down, guys. Gonna go home. Thanks for watching. I've got the ticket for tomorrow as well. I might come back again tomorrow, but I imagine it's going to be exactly the same thing. Excuse me. What I am going to do is look at some of the seminars and talks, and if there's a decent talk that I feel like I want to see, I'm definitely coming tomorrow. So again, thanks for watching. You guys take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's figure out how to stop this now. Peace.